shut up. Will you please, baby, shut up. Will you please shut up so I can hear myself think? What you talking about anyway? Dang. See, just like that Run DMC song, you talk too much. Just like Cameo said, we're talking out the side of your neck. Please shut up. Who, me? You talk too much. You shut up. You talk about this and you talk about that. Your mouth be running like you took the X-ray. You talk about the people way down the street. As a matter of fact, your mouth is even yet deep. Talk too much. If you listen sometimes, we wouldn't have to talk so much. Listen to me. You talk too much. You never shut up. You talk too much. Just shut up. You talk too much. You talk too much. And just never shut up. Talk too much. Please shut up.
When we first met, you were the head of the class. I didn't know your lips could move that fast. Whenever we go out, peace never lasts. When your braces came off, your mouth said, "Free at last."
You talk too much. You talk too much.
Dude, you just never shut up.
You talk too much. Girl, you need to go shut up now. You talk too much.
Your mouth needs a pause button.
Lord, my phone ain't got nothing to say. Then I feel it on you, cause you be talking essays. I see you go to church every Sunday morning, singing praise and hallelujah unto the Lord. But when you open up your mouth and begin to talk, it's like a noisy chalkboard with a squeaky chalk.
Oh boy.
Shut up!
Oh, you just talk too much. Hello everybody. Welcome to J Talks, today's relationship show. And if you haven't guessed it already, the show is about do you talk too much? Snitching mates.
Oh, yes.
Exclamation, 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 exclamation. Y'all talk too much.
What did he say? Y'all talk too much? Is that what he just said?
I just said you
Oh.
Yeah, right. How many of y'all mates, our friends and stuff that y'all just be around and just talk too much?
Just tell everything. Everything. Even some things people don't want to hear. You just tell it all. Don't know when to shut up. Then you're nagging at your man. And you're nagging about this and you're nagging about that. And you still don't know when to shut up. Then he nagging at you. Telling all your business in the street. And then he didn't know when to shut up. So what do you do? What can you do to shut him up? What can we do?
Shut him up.
Yeah.
What can we do this?
That's not it. Well, shut him up.
I mean, yes.
I think it's like really pretty much even, because women be wanting to shut him up, men be wanting to shut her up. I guess for lack of some church folks better words, hush.
Yeah, but sometimes y'all men act like y'all don't gossip and y'all don't talk a lot. Yes, y'all do.
Yeah, y'all really
Y'all
do.
do.
Y'all do.
Y'all do.
Mm-hmm.
It's so y'all can do it in between to each other, talk to each other like we women do to each other, or y'all can tell y'all business or whatever out in the street or whatever, wherever you at. Yeah, y'all talk just like women do.
I believe
and y'all nag like men.
I believe it's even. Everybody
As y'all
does.
say.
Men and women talking nag too much.
But why?
I believe it's kind of even.
Why do people talk too much?
And why do spouses, significant others, playmate, other date? I don't know.
I like that.
Why do they talk too much? Why they just can't keep it in between themselves? Why they just can't keep whole water?
Or better yet, why they always donating additional information? You know what I'm saying? Like you ask,
you ask it.
Yeah, you ask one question and you get the answer to the answer, the answer before the answer after the answer. You get all this extra stuff, and all that extra stuff do is get you in more trouble.
Well, I would say depending on the topic, maybe you shouldn't ask the question.
No. Now some questions.
You ever heard the saying, never let your right hand know what your left hand doing?
Yeah, notice I said it depends on the topic. It depends
Or never let your left hand know what your right hand doing?
Yeah.
Some things you just keep to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, you can't nag. Well, I'm trying to use find a better word for nag. But you can't keep talking to somebody and talking to somebody and talking to them and talking to them and talking to them and telling them, oh, well, you're not doing this right, or you need to pay this, or don't do this, or you ain't doing this right, or you ain't doing that right, or you should have did it this way. I mean, if that person is not doing it right to your specification, something wrong, because you're supposed to be partners. You're supposed to be partners, and you're supposed to work it out, and you should be able to agree and disagree.
Mm-hmm. Agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. And that's just like, like when you have that significant other and they tell all your business to other people, family, whomever, then y'all make up. But everybody is still upset.
And in your business.
And still in your business. And still trying to figure out what's going on when in the first place you kept your business in the house where it belonged and not out in the street and in everybody else's house. You wouldn't have had those issues.
That's true. That's true.
What you think about that?
What, putting your business out there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's just, I think sometimes that it depends on the situation and the circumstance, because some businesses of that personal business, and I hear what everybody's saying. You shouldn't put it out there. Now it depends on whether or not that business is strictly about whosoever is involved, whether the self-individual or it has to do with the ones that's involved. Sometimes the ones that's involved in the business put stuff out there that shouldn't be putting out there.
Well, let me ask y'all this: if you think about it like this, can you think of like situations people got snitched on by accident because people just talk too much?
People do,
and they got snitched out by accident. I mean, the person that snitched them out wasn't intending on snitching them out, but they just talked too much, and they ended up snitching out somebody. But then that friend got mad at them because they snitched. But then it goes back to like what Sister Soldier was saying about, if you let your right hand know what your left hand doing, then you just run that risk of it getting out there.
Yeah. Right. That reminds me, what you just said reminds me of a friend of mine. He was in a situation where he was asked a question. His partner asked him a question. And he had warned the guy. He said, look, man, I ain't trying to get in your business with you and your mate or you and your friend or whatever. So if you ask me a question about, I'm telling you, I don't want to get in the middle of it, so don't ask me any questions. So when the dude asked him the question, he gave him an answer. It wasn't the truth, and the guy did that on purpose. Because he said, look, I told you I don't want to get in the middle of it. And this is my way of showing you I mean what I say. So you can take, you can take what I said, it's not the truth. So you're going to take that and run with it. Like you got some information by sneaking your little question in or whatever, So sometimes, yeah, I believe that happens. You know, people to avoid getting in somebody else's relationship or getting in somebody else's business, you know, they won't tell the truth, but they'll kind of direct the answer toward the question that was asked, but they don't necessarily. He didn't necessarily tell the truth about.
But why would somebody feel the need to sneak? I never understood that. Maybe y'all can help me out. They feel the need to sneak and ask a question. I guess I'm just too like up front. If I want to know something, I'ma ask. I don't sneak about it. I just, I just ask. Yeah, I just ask.
Yeah, because you be on all the time.
Miss Stephanie, you can't ask that. I want to know. You ain't even supposed to ask me. Well, I'm sorry. Such and such and such.
I just had information on my mind. That's not to be a snitch or nothing. That's
a snoop.
That's
A snoop. That's just because I wanted more. I wanted more information about this person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, but we getting out the subject a little bit. We talking about mates. Okay.
Because they do that
and spouses.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. That was
talking too much in between each other, not telling somebody else something and then they go tell it to somebody else. We're gonna get into that later because that do comes in it. But what makes a woman? Now, I didn't want to use woman. I should have used a man. But what makes what makes a woman?
It's all fair game.
Yeah, but what makes a woman run her mouth too much about her relationship? Why would she come to a good girl? Oh, girl, my man is good in bed, and he bought me this, and he bought me that, and he bought me this,
bragging,
and stuff like that. Okay, so when she tell this woman, give her all this information that she didn't ask for, she just boasted. You know,
right.
Good Lord giving it, good Lord taking
it away.
That's what she's doing, boasting.
But
trying to let somebody know
she put something on that friend mind because that friend might be single. And that friend would be looking at it like this. Well, if he do all that for her, and he's showing all that for her,
see what he gonna do?
What can he do for me, or what can I get him to do?
But you know what? It don't have to be a single friend. Cause there's some twisted married friends out there. There's some twisted married friends out there.
That's how the cheating starts.
Well,
because the spouse or the man or the woman, they go to their friends and they start bragging about how good they got it.
And the reason the cheating starts is because they talk too much.
Yeah, see, and then the friends get interested. Dang.
But that's the female version. Now for the man version, when a man tell his partner or tell another man, say, man, he see another. He could be married, see another woman. Man, that sure was good. Wish I could hit that. Oh man, you too late. I got it the other day. So you telling him something, and he telling you, well, you know you too late. I gotta hit that. So y'all talking among each other, and you sit back and say, damn, well, you said, Dad. You beat that one out. You said, Dad, why did I tell him that? Isn't that talking too much?
Yeah, I understand.
I agree. That's
so men do talk too. So you agree men talk just as much as women?
Oh yeah. I mean, you should sit in the men's locker room, basketball, football.
Oh man, you should sit in the women's beauty parlor sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
Barbershop.
That's why I hate to go to my house. They be up there talking for hours. That's why I do my own hair. I can go and get
all the women's locker room
and talk about it and stuff like that. But when you talk too much, and nag too much with your significant other, partner, mate, man, woman, wife, whatever, whatever they call it nowadays. When you talk too much about that, and then he's complaining, and he's complaining that you nagging, okay?
Politically
involved. And he complaining that, you nagging me, I hate when you nagging me, woo, 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 woo. And you nagging him. What can you do there to keep yourself from nagging him in this relationship?
Because you want to talk, right?
I mean, but
well, you want to get an understanding. You want him to listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what can you do to make him listen without seeming nagging?
Okay. See. It's like when you say make him listen. You can't make him do anything.
I agree with that.
All you can do is present it. And then it all goes to how you present. You know, it's true. Like the older people say, I won't say old people. Older people say, catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. Now that's very true. It's all in how you present it. You gotta pick your moment to present it. Now, what's
your words, your sentences, your phrases,
but see,
all of that.
Sometimes people think they know you so well that they're gonna try to pick your moment for you,
See?
and all that does is irritate you that much more.
Yeah.
So you have to pick your moment, and when you pick your moment, do it right, present it correctly, and he'll listen. You don't have to push it down his throat for him to listen. And a lot of people they don't understand it. They just go in and ham. They put their whole fist down in his throat. You know, and men do it. Men do have to witness. But men do it too. When they try to get that point across, it's like you gonna sit here and listen. And immediately I go, you know, I don't hear you. You didn't approach me correctly. If you had came to me sensibly, and see that's the whole thing. You got to know your partner.
That's 2 key words right there.
Sensibly. If you don't know your partner, you're gonna have these type of issues. You should know that person.
Oh, you said.
Well, sometimes
you should know them. But a lot of people they should, but they really don't. Because
that's a quality word.
Because you can tell by the way they approach you if they don't really know you.
Yeah, because you can be with a person. For some people, be with a person for years and still don't know him.
Don't know.
But now you have also some men. We ain't gonna let y'all out of here. You some men they nags their wife.
Oh yeah.
Per se.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know. Where's this? Where's that?
I agree with you.
Why you got that on? Why you do this? Why you do that? But then again, you have more.
I gotta do my dinner and cook. You may go in the kitchen and cook himself. You got more men. You got. I ain't gonna say more men. You got men that's more nagging than their spouse.
Oh yeah, you do. You do have.
You have men.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Nagging.
That.
Oh yeah.
I will agree.
No matter how much they want their woman, their wife, or whatever, they disagree with her. They gonna do what they want to do anyway.
You know that's.
And you got some men that's controlled by their spouse from nagging. Well, let me get home, because if I don't get home, I'm hear from her, and I don't want to hear them out.
That phone ring be like, well, I really don't want to answer, but I don't want to hear them out, so I'm going to go ahead and take this call. But no, I don't understand that. I can't do that. I can't. If I don't want to talk to you, I'm not going to answer that phone. You will be all right.
You right the first time, they wouldn't have to hear that.
I can't stand that. Somebody said, well, but you didn't answer my call. Okay. I was at work. I was busy. Well, I called you. Now you just repeated yourself. Now you just irritated me because you done repeated yourself twice.
You didn't answer my call, and I called.
And you know what? And right at that point, and that person who I'm involved with, he should know me. I turn him off. I turn him off. I be like, hey, click.
You got time for that?
Yeah, I really don't, because now I'm irritated, and I'm, you know, and the last thing you want is to be dealing with somebody that's supposed to love you, you supposed to love them, and they irritate you on purpose because they know you, so they know that them doing that irritates you, and people will do that just to get a rise out of you.
I understand you, but that goes back to what Jeff said in a couple of episodes of show. You knew that
when you married them.
We met them.
You saw all the signs and ignored them.
And you just had to say, ooh, I can change. And you cannot change no grown person. You cannot change a person who don't want to be changed.
They are.
You cannot nag somebody who ain't hearing you because they don't want to hear.
Yeah,
They don't want to hear.
that takes me back to the blowing up of the phone situation. Like in the beginning of the song, you blow up my phone. I ain't got nothing to say. And going back to what you were saying, you call it, said it twice now. You done called the person. They're blowing you up. So some folk will blow you up. I always say this. That's a sign of control, because you're trying to make. They'll say it too. I'm gonna keep calling them until they answer the phone. That's a sign of control. You're trying to make them answer the phone.
But you know what's crazy about that though? With all this technology, it's some real crazy knowledge behind that, because we got cell phone towers, and you can actually pull up your bill and locate every spot you've been in by what tower you pinging off of. If they really want to track you, but get this, if they really want to track you, they blowing that phone up. They can just go online and say, "Oh, where you at?" When you finally do answer the phone. Well, I'm on Wilma Rudolph. Oh no, you're not. You're out in Southside. You be like,
but that's
how they know that?
Yeah,
GPS tracking.
That's right. It's GPS.
GPS tracking. So you answer your phone.
Do that too.
Yeah, they got apps for all of that now. It's real interesting.
Yeah. But if they were a smart person, you can't take your GPS off your phone. And you would not be found. But let me quit.
They have GPS blockers too and all that.
Yeah, you can't, but you don't have to use a blocker. You just cut your GPS off.
Yeah.
But that's when somebody blowing up your phone and nagging you all the time. But then if you do that and you do decide to do that person is going to catch up with you sometime that day or that next morning if they had to sit on your porch waiting for you.
Sit on the porch,
with all that drama and question you and act a fool and all the neighbors hear you and everything like that. Now, me personally, I don't have that problem. No drama. No. But for those who go through it and stuff, the best way you can do, I feel, is the best way you can do to keep a person from nagging you and stuff like that. Use a little psychology. This is what I'm talking about. Okay.
Profoundness.
This is what I'm talking about. If your mate, whether he be, most times we're going to say female, but if your female mate is nagging you, instead of just saying, okay, baby, and just walk away, you ask her, okay, baby, if you want me to do this, what you gonna do for me? That'll shut up. Same thing, vice versa for him. Okay, honey, if you want me to do this, if you want me to say that, if you want me to quit nagging at you, what you gonna do for me? Are you gonna do? Now, don't say that, but you thinking it. You gonna do what I asked you to do? Or do we have to go through all this all over again? But most of the time, if you kind of been to a woman will, because if you notice, women, we always, right? We got this intuition that, I don't know, y'all don't use. Y'all might have it, y'all don't use it.
It's dormant.
It's addicted into y'all. I don't know what it is. Yeah. But we got
that's what you're saying.
Because it's men, man. But it's men. It's men.
We don't fit that description.
It's men, and it's some kind of way. Y'all just don't. I guess I ain't gonna say y'all don't care, or y'all don't think on the lines, or y'all don't think of the consequences, or I don't know what it is.
You know what I think it is? A lot of times, honestly, I think that men are more strategic planners than women are. Honestly, think about it. We really don't plan stuff through.
We do. They do. They plan stuff.
I disagree with that.
Think about it. All throughout history. of
women,
wars and rumors of wars.
Actually, really. I had to agree with Stephanie on that. I had to agree with Sister Soldier on that.
Yeah.
You think we really plan things?
I had to agree with Sister
We're
Soldier.
more strategic.
But here's what it is. Here's my view of that is that I believe women plan more and better. And the reason, but the observance of that is not seen as much as with men, because women are very conservative in their operations.
We are ladylike.
You ain't got to be ladylike to be conservative. You're not conservative to be
we are covert.
You know, because men are more open in the air about their plans.
Like I said, more covert.
Right.
Y'all
say everybody know, and then the war don't get won. We kind of sneaky.
That might be a pretty good word.
Covert is sneaky.
Covert is not.
You know what we gonna hit? We hit it and get out of there. They like to linger. They like to linger on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They like to linger on a little bit.
That's not all bad.
I think men are sneaky. I'm sorry. I just gotta disagree. Because men are sneaky. They sneaky, and some of them, not all of you. Some of them are conniving, and they can be extremely deceptive. And they play on women's emotions to try to, that enables them to do all the things that they want to do. I've heard about, think about it, you've heard about plenty of men that had a wife in this city, a wife in this city, a wife in this city, and a wife in this city, and he juggling all of that all at one time. You don't heard any women doing no mess like that?
No.
You know what?
You really don't.
You don't hear about women having a husband in this city. But what you hear is that not husband. For a woman, it's a lover. It's a
but y'all know that.
Sometimes it takes four of them to make one man. $4 quarters make $1. Sometimes it takes 4 of y'all to make one good man.
Because see, most men get so caught up that they allow the act that they're doing to let them go into other acts that they're already in the wrong act, but they allow it to go into deeper acts like you said, a wife in this area, and a wife now.
And
women just having another woman. Here I say it, another woman lover or someone you're spending time with, romantic and all that, in this city and in that city and in that, when you calling yourself committed to one, is just as guilty as a woman having a lover, not be married, lover. In this city, in that city, when she called herself being committed to one. I know. All right.
But what if she don't call herself being committed to one?
Right.
You know what? There are a whole lot of women out there that just honest.
And they'll tell them.
And they'll tell them.
But you see,
but think about it. Having a benefits.
Hold up. Women games change up from time to time. Y'all keep the same game. Y'all don't have no same game.
And then they wonder why the woman be peeping that stuff. Because it's the same game, just different players. Same game,
you don't
different
change
players.
it one way or another. You don't never change it. That's why so many men, y'all listen up, men. That's why y'all get caught in so much of y'all stuff.
It messes.
Those who are cheating and those who are not cheating, but straying off a little bit. That's how you get caught up in stuff, because y'all game never changed.
And then you know what is funny though? It's when they get caught. They try to make it look like it's your fault. Something you didn't do.
Or they deny it.
Denial is not good.
No, baby, I didn't
Denial is not good because you know what, we got women got radar. I was watching some play. I was watching some play, and in the play, the guy told the lady, he said, I think women's ovaries are radar detectors. He said because they know. and you do know instinctively somewhere inside you know know, and then you sit back and the more he lie and the more he squirm and the more he talk too much, you sitting there like this.
Doing like this. Okay.
And then he should know that look on her where he could just stop.
No, but he ain't, because he going to keep on going.
And talk too much.
Keep on going.
And tell all their business.
Yeah, not only that he talk too much, he tell on himself in certain words too, because they'll say one lie, don't stick to that lie.
Change it just a little. Change it just a little. Like you're not supposed to catch that.
Tell yourself. So that is a form of too much information.
Too much information.
Talking too much.
And that's true, because if you just let them keep on talking, you ain't got to say nothing. They're volunteer information. Let them keep on talking. Let them keep on talking.
And let him think he's getting on.
Yeah, he think he's getting over. He think he buttering you up on both sides, just buttering you up and down the side. And you sitting there listening like, and it's tape recording in your head. You going, keep talking, keep talking. And then, but see, what some women do is, which is smart. Ladies, it's not smart to blow up on the spot. Don't do that. Sit and let it marinate for a minute. Let it marinate for a minute. But don't do nothing stupid like, well, I'm gonna get back at him. That ain't cool.
No, that ain't cool.
But let it marinate correct.
Right.
So when you do approach him, you approach him correctly.
That's right.
I think that's a good standard for anybody, whether man.
And if they were very, very smart,
that's a good standard for anybody.
Record it. Record it. You know your phone.
All these
smartphones. Record the conversation. So when he lie again, you play back. Oh, baby, this is what you said. Boop, see? The line. Those who don't remember, record it.
I like text messages to be like, I didn't say that. Oh, hold on, let me send this back to you. Right here. That's what you said.
That'll work too.
Yeah, I know when I'm doing counseling sometimes that I generally like to use recorders because people will tend to they will fight you. I didn't say that. That ain't what I said. I didn't say it like that.
I didn't mean it like that. Yeah.
Okay, let's rewind. See that? You said it exactly like that.
But you have a lot of issues in relationships. When you incorporate other people into your relationship. Every female, true enough, you need a girlfriend that you can talk to, and that's cool. But make sure you don't pick a blabbermouth. I have girlfriends that tell me stuff nobody else will ever know about it. I don't care what question you come at me crazy with, trying to snick it out of me or snoop it out of me or whatever. I tell them real quick, go ask her. Go ask her. See, that's how you keep yourself out of trouble. If somebody asks you a question, you say, well, go ask them. Go to the source. But pick one person. Everybody needs somebody to talk to. But make sure you pick the right person. And just like with your mate, you know your girlfriends. You know which ones, because y'all all be together. You know which ones can't hold water and which ones can hold a bucket full. Pick wisely who you discuss your stuff with. Because once it gets out there, it's out there. Especially today, you got the internet, you have social media. Once it's out there, it's out there. And even though you might be telling it right here in Clarksville, and both of y'all originally from Buffalo, New York, somebody that's on your friend list on Facebook gonna post something crazy, somebody gonna post a response, it's gonna get back home. So when you get back home, y'all cool again, but everybody back home is like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah. Or it don't mean what you said, because you can take a whisper and tapping it to one end of the table, it'd be totally different. Totally different. So
you could say a word down there, but the time you get down here, it can be the same word.
Right. That's what I'm giving up on.
So you just leave it in your media or whatever. Talk to girlfriend. And
then parents,
I talk to God.
That's
like,
true.
God, this man ain't acting right. What am I gonna do?
But then a lot of people they run and they tell their parents and that causes conflict in your family between the parent and the son-in-law.
Yeah, the parent probably don't like him no way. They want you to marry him in the first place.
And it just boosts that whole thing up, and it's not right. And then you sitting at the barbecue wondering why everybody at the barbecue staring at you. You have a piece of chicken, they give you a wing, knowing you like a breast. But you so paranoid, everybody about to jump on you, ain't gonna ask for that breast. You gonna stay with that little wing over there, and get your little hot dog and sit at the kitty table.
Right.
And that's a bad, it's a kitty table. But that's a bad place to be in when you and your spouse are going through issues, and you go around your family because you have to. There's certain things you just have to do with your family. I'm sorry. You're going to be in contact with them. And everybody is staring at you. And then you got people pulling you off into the kitchen or pulling you off into the pantry, trying to pick and pry and find out even more information.
But try to discuss it with your spouse first. I mean, if you have problems with you talking too much or him talking too much or both of y'all talking too much, sometimes it helps. If you're going to come to a conclusion, sometimes it helps to get counseling, okay? And sometimes when we need counseling, we have to talk to other people because other people outside of the relationship see things that we don't see. Because sometimes you can be blinded by love, or you can be blinded by hate, or you can be blinded because you can be blinded,
Yeah, but still be careful who you get that advice from because, if you wouldn't want to get advice from somebody who's an angry black woman, and they out there, and she mad at the world. All my baby daddies ain't no good. You don't want to get relationship advice from her. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, what is that? All
my baby daddies ain't no good.
They must have said the same thing for you because you ain't.
But it's like, be particular about who you seeking advice from. And like you said, you should talk to God about it.
Yeah, but I said professional help. Sometimes you can talk to God about it. Sometimes you can pray on it. Sometimes you can talk to your mother, your father. He would be a good one if he's still in the home because he can give you insights on stuff that you don't see because he's been there before. He's been through it or he done it before. Your mother, if it was a female, she had more concerns of you because you her baby.
But you know what's crazy? I will ask my father for personal advice before I ask my mother because he will give me the straight up man's point of view. Right. And he doesn't sugarcoat it. And as a matter of fact, he says some stuff, I go, ooh, daddy. But like, hey, you talking to your daughter. But I will go to him first because I'll be like, Daddy, why do they do this? And he's like, baby, listen now. Let's just keep it real. But you was dealing with.
That goes back to you're not stupid. You got intelligence. All right,
and you know who it was before you married.
You know the signs are all there. The thing is, do you see the signs and acknowledge them?
Or cope with it? Because now you have a relationship, you have a marriage or whatever. Now you got to deal with it. Y'all got to deal with one another. The only thing I say is y'all talking among yourselves. Quit putting your business out the street. What's in the street, leave it in the street. That's why it's called the street.
The street.
Okay? Yeah. What you do at home, leave it at home. I always tell my kids, whatever happened in the house, stay in the house. Don't go nowhere else.
Yeah.
And that's what you should do. If you get to the point where you can't do that, seek professional counseling. Maybe they can help because, like I said, they can see if you can't talk to your parent, a mother or a father, or in my case, both of my parents are dead now. But if you can't talk to one, I talk to God. Tell them, God, I put it in your hand. You have it, God.
But some of your friends just blabbermouth, though. Some people they just talk too much. They just talk entirely Too much. And then they get to talking about stuff they don't know nothing about.
Why? Is it jealousy?
They don't know nothing about.
See, is it jealousy?
What's the meat of the matter?
Is it trying to break their relationship?
Sometimes it could be. Sometimes it just be what's called negligent behavior. You just and sometimes people will just talk. And I want to get back to something like that you just said a little while ago. People, some just talk. There are some things that's called innocent snitchers. Okay, innocent. Now I say innocent snitchers. They're not actually just out to snitch, out to talk, but they're thinking they're just doing a casual conversation. All right, and they're saying stuff. All right.
That shouldn't have been said, but they're not realizing it. Okay.
Well, yeah, that probably shouldn't be said. And most of the time, when I say most, this is like almost 90% of the time. I really want to say more, but I'm being honest. 90% of the time, people are not going to say the exact words because words matter. Right. Words matter. The correct words to say something about something can project or give the whole the way it's going to be perceived.
Total whole new
correct.
I understand.
And if it's not said correctly, though you might be saying about it, if it's not said correctly, it could give off a different position or view to people. So and that sometimes comes from innocent snitchers, okay? Innocent snitchers. Mm-hmm. But as you were saying, Stephanie, one of the things is you saying take to God. The Bible is really the best guide for us. God is, God, but the Bible, the Word, that's where we get our understanding about God and what He talks about and how His plan is for us and how we can achieve peace and tranquility and keep from getting through these stressful and all this mess. But it says, take all your cares to God. To God. Right. It says all throughout the Bible, 23 times as a matter of fact, do not put trust in a human. Mm-hmm. It says man, but it's really talking about human. Male, female. That's why I said human. In a human. It says that. It says that specifically. It didn't make it suggestively. It says that without possibility or options. Do not put trust in a human. So, if you say something to somebody who's outside of that's being involved. Now, I'm gonna say something that's kind of far fetched. It's like a wild card statement. So nobody out there in TV, radio land, whatever, don't get crazy on me, all right? But let's say there are 2 or 3 people in this party, and one of the people wounds up getting accidentally, and listen how I say this, murdered. I said it was a wild card. Right. Accidentally murdered, okay?
How do you accidentally get
murdered? When you're playing around with a gun and it goes off.
Oh, okay.
All right. And it goes off accidentally.
That's not accidentally
murdered. That's negligent behavior because you shouldn't be playing with a gun. All right? Playing around, waving it, it just goes off and it hits your friend in the face, okay? But it happens. And things like this has happened in real life, okay? And I say accidental murder, okay? Because it is murder. Thou shalt not kill. And the killing came from your negligence, okay? And so those within the party, that's why I say sometimes it's not just singular privacy. It depends on who all's involved in that should be kept personal. And so those within the party, so they're like, man, all of us getting in trouble. Though I wasn't the one waving the gun, but we're all here. And, We need to try to find a way to keep this hush hush. You know. All right, even though it really can't be, but you know.
Because I'm telling you, you did.
You know, we need to try to keep this hush hush. And there are cases just like this. You know, similar, very much similar to this. You know, they make themselves. They become part of that they don't as personal, personal information. So, but now watch this. Whether singular or in a group situation, anytime that is personal, that should be kept personal, that should be kept. If you want to say secrets, the Bible says take all your secrets. Some says cares, but that should be kept personal, secret, or within your own care. Anytime you share it outside of that, those that are involved in it, all right, those that are involved in it or pertains to anyone else, you can't hold them responsible for if they say something. That's because you put it out there. You put it, and then you're gonna say, well, I'm gonna tell you this, but don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. You know. But then if they go, I see people get mad, fall out because they said something. Whether it was an innocent snitch, you hear me? Mm-hmm. An innocent snitch, or on purposely they just can't hold water. Just they either gotta go tell your gossip. That's the gossip.
You got something like that, but go ahead. Yeah, you got something.
And then, but folks get all bent out of shape because now, but that they done went and told somebody else that they should have kept to themselves. Yeah. Because or take it to God. Who God gonna tell?
Nobody.
Who God really gonna tell?
Nobody.
Nobody. Who God gonna tell? You in your own private area talking to God. God gonna now go to somebody in their dreams. Or God gonna go and somebody, I heard God's voice and he told me what you did last night. Who God gonna tell?
Well, since you brought up innocent snitching, I thought about something else too. Okay. Now picture this. Innocent snitching. So some people do snitch on accident. They didn't mean to snitch. And when they snitched, they didn't realize that they were snitching until the grease hit the pan.
Yeah.
But
you said call it grease. I was gonna say something. You call it grease. What I said gonna have something to do with the fan.
Yeah. Go ahead. But innocent snitching, it's like it really the person that innocently snitches, it isn't really their fault because maybe they're working on they're not working on bad information. Let's just suppose that no, we do not do drugs. We do not condone doing drugs, but let's just scenario. Let's just suppose that Stephanie got some pot. And she has some good weed. Okay? And
flashback.
That's Kobe sticking out there.
Okay. And she is sharing it with Jay. Just the two of y'all. Now, let's just suppose that in a social setting, Sister Soldier starts talking over here to Aldale.
Hey, I ain't in this.
Hold up. But inadvertently, she mentioned something about some pot. Not knowing that he don't know that y'all two were in cahoots together with this weed.
Ooh, burn it up.
So, innocently, she snitched. And gave him some information that he was not ready for. He didn't want to know y'all were potheads. Now his whole idea of the two of you has changed because she innocently snitched. Now that happens. But the thing about it is that once you tell another person your business or allow another person to see your business, then when it get out there, you can't be upset with nobody.
Right, you can't be upset with
nobody.
I tell you what, I'm kind of like my friend. If especially, I use this illustration a lot. My brother and his wife. There'll be times when she'll want me to interject. And I said, look, that's between you and my brother. I don't want to have anything. What I do, I go back in my room, turn the amplifier on, blast the guitar. And I'll stop. They're still in there doing it. I'll turn it back up.
And so and say like if she came to me and asked me questions about my brother, or if he came to me and asked me questions about her, I would on purpose just tell a lie because that's my way of saying. I'm just like my friend. That's my way of saying I told you before. I don't want to have anything to do with the relationship. That might be wrong, but that's the way. That's the way I'm letting them know that if you come to me and ask me something, I might tell you what you want to hear, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. I mean, I might tell you a lie. Either way it goes, I'm not going to tell you, even if it's, what do you call it, what kind of snitching or whatever?
Innocent snitching.
Innocent snitching. Even stuff like that. I've been approached before, and people just ask an innocent question. And I'm like, okay, that's pertaining to such and such. So I'll kind of tweak my response. Just to keep myself from getting involved. Now, it's up to them what they choose to do with that information. If you feel like that's the truth, that I said the truth, then that's on you what you do with that information. Yeah. But you never know, coming from me, whether or not it's genuine, whether or not it's true, or if it's a lie.
But this is the thing: if somebody innocently snitches, right, and you are innocently snitching, and the person that you're talking to, demeanor changes, why do they keep on talking? Why not just stop talking? Because obviously you have said something that struck a chord in the other person. So once you see that, you should just be like, no matter how they see me personally, no matter how they come at me, well, I don't even innocently snitch anyway. But no matter how they come at you, from that point forward, it should be like ticking. Barney Fife on Annie gets a ticking lock, ticking lock. But what do people do? They keep on talking. And it just exasperates the whole situation. If you innocently snitching, and it does happen, people do innocently snitch. Mm-hmm. We are all parents on this panel. I'm sure there's been times one of our kids has innocently snitched. Mm-hmm. They didn't mean to, but they let it fly. Okay, so once, like my girl, once she realized she innocently snitched, she stopped talking. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter what I came at next. It was like, go back up. Go back up. But it's like that. She stopped talking. Yeah, but the thing is, with us grown people, it just seems like as soon as you innocently snitch and you get that adverse reaction from the person standing in front of you, why do you keep talking? You just talk too much. Just keep going. And the more you talk, the madder they get.
Yeah, but some people don't realize that. Some people
don't see the not see that?
Come on, man. You got some people that's so naive. Or they just don't see the signs.
Really?
It's not naive.
That they have that.
You don't think it's naivete? What is it?
I think it is.
What is it?
It's what we just say. It's called ignorance. No, take it away from my ignorant Joseph.
But really, I mean, come on. They used to call it a blabbermouth. And some people just like in school, when you were back in school, you knew who the school crier was. You knew who that person was that had all the information on what you could be out of school for a week. Before there was cell phones, because we all a little bit older. Before there was cell phone, you get back to school within 2 class periods. You done got caught up on the whole previous week you were out. That fast. That fast. On the people the people you didn't know, information you needed to know, and most of it information you didn't even care about knowing, but it just felt like it was interesting, so they told it to you anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think it's human nature for people to talk too much, and I think not all people, some people do know when to shut up. Okay, but I think it's human nature. Yeah, because they do. Some people do it for attention. Mm-hmm. Some people do it for boasting. But I think it's just human nature and leverage. And you just can't stop it. And we can sit here and talk about all day long. You just can't stop it, but you can control it. Okay, but you might not can stop it, but you can control it. Because if you can control your mouth, shut up, you can control from being talked too much.
But you know what's funny, especially on the workplace, you find people that that talk too much and they talk so much that throw somebody else under the bus. You know what I'm saying? And they just be talking, and next thing you know, they done threw 2-3 people under the bus. And you just sit back and listen and go, with your write-up paper going, okay, yeah, who did what again? Oh, yeah, what she did? Oh, she turned off my lights early? Oh, well, And they just steady talking. Steady talking. And now they got this thing, group text. Group text.
Yeah.
They talk too much in the group text. And then they forget who is all in the group.
That's the same thing on Facebook.
Yeah.
The same thing on Facebook.
I know what she got to say. I know what she got to say.
Group texting means you send one text to a series of people on your phone.
Yes.
If you're group texting on your phone, you just make sure one of them or both of them is not your boss. Because they will say, girl, I ain't coming to work, I'm calling this. You a supervisor or a manager, and it's a group text, and it's going to everybody in that little
Everybody in the group.
Even the manager.
Even the manager.
Yeah, you get caught up.
Yeah, get caught up.
That's funny to me, man.
It happened. Or you can't stand that manager. You talk about that manager.
And the group text.
If the person got you on group text, and he got the manager phone number and the supervisor phone, they gonna see all that.
All the messages.
All that.
And that's not a good situation. That's talking too much by text.
Text too much.
Text too much.
Yeah. We had this happen several times.
It's funny.
And they get caught up. And
They get caught up.
That you weren't sick, but you was going to
You text too much. Never stop sending. Stop sending.
Group text is not a good thing.
Yeah, we was them too.
Group text is just as bad as being a blabbermouth.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
It's the same thing on Facebook. People go on there, they be telling all their business. I'm planning on going this place next week, and no, you got your boss on your friends, and they look. I mean, they have caught criminals on Facebook, getting on there bragging about hey man, I made such and such amount of dollars last week selling this amount of weed. Police knocking on your door.
They already got the evidence because you already committed to it, saying you made such and such.
Right, correct.
This many
Your
pounds.
testimony.
Yeah.
You talk too much.
Talk too much. But we leaving out one favorite group of people that talk too much.
Who's that?
You know who they are.
Church folk?
Woo!
Church folk.
Church folk.
The church folk.
Yes, they talk a bit much.
Now they need to talk to Jesus.
They're talking more about to everybody else but Jesus.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
They thinking they talking to Jesus.
No, they ain't thinking they talking to Jesus.
They know what they doing.
They talking to everybody but Jesus. But who
They know what they doing, right?
And you know how you see, like, and it's funny because after church service ends, you see all these little huddles. And then all of a sudden the huddle starts shifting. So one person from this huddle come over here. Person over here go over here. And if you watch it, and then it be a group of them outside. And it be huddles outside. One over here, one over here. And you see one of them leave over here and they go over there. You know, and they just spreading the information all around. All around.
Yeah.
All around.
Yeah.
And then in some, I have been to some churches where them ushers, bless your hearts, y'all stand on the doors, gatekeepers. But oh my goodness, they see a lot back there. And they talk. They talk. You'd be surprised. And I'll be honest with you, sitting up front is not my thing. Because I have been guilty of talking too much. Because I seen some stuff sitting up front I wish I hadn't. And I just had to tell somebody, you know. but it's like I'm guilty too. I have talked too much. But I'm like, wow. Yeah, but it happens.
It's human nature. It's part of
it
human
happens.
nature. But like I said, you can't control it.
Did you see Sister So-and-so come to church?
You can put them
see that dress she had on? Mm-hmm. And did you see who? Ooh, they sitting together now, girl. They must be dating. And yeah, they pulled up together. I wonder if they at the same address. Or did she go to his house and he go to her house?
Did they spend the night
together? That's none of their business.
But if they
and it gets twisted as it goes along. That's why I'm saying that when people, but 90, I said it nicely, 90%. I really want to say a higher percentage, but yeah, 90%. When people speak about your situation, majority of the time they don't say the correct words to give the correct perception, and especially when it goes from one person to another person, that 90%. It keeps raising until it gets a 100% distorted view. And then now it went from Johnny went to the store and got some candy to now Johnny done went and robbed the store and got candy for sale.
Yeah. But what was that we was in church today? They was talking about let me see, can I remember?
Oh, there she go. There she go.
There was the kids, the youth choir, whatever. They was singing about what you come here for. If you ain't came here to praise.
Oh yeah.
Well, why they come to church of gospel? They ain't came to praise Jesus. Why they talk too much? They ain't come to praise Jesus. Then they want to praise Jesus. Jesus even telling you to talk too much.
But they even talk about that. Now there's somebody up in the church and they shouting a little too long.
Yeah.
They talk about that. If the preacher preach a little too long, they talk about that. You know, if the choir didn't hit the right note, they talk about that. You know, and that's bad business. Yeah, I mean, and then even before 6 o'clock on Sunday evening, it's out there. It's out there. Instead of them talking about what the message was about, the meat of the matter, they talk about everything else. Everything else. Everything else.
What sister had on, what I mean, even to the shag in the pants or what my brother had on. He
sure was sharp. He was sharp today.
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, them people, they be dressing like they going to the club, coming to church. Now, Jesus said, come as, Jesus said, come as you are. Okay, that's fine.
Put on a slip.
See?
If
put on a slip.
You got enough dress.
Put on a slip.
Put on a slip.
Put on a slip. That's all I ask.
They got that part indecent and in order. You can still come as you are, but indecent and in order.
And just because they make it in your size, don't mean you have to put it on.
Because it's just some things need to be hid.
When it look like you stuffed all of that into a
Don't be trying
a biscuit dough. That biscuit dough.
Looks like a pipe of hot dog.
Don't be trying to contain it like that.
It ain't made. Don't mean you have to put it on, but see.
When you go to church, you go to praise God.
And trust me, people gonna be talking about it, whether we like it or not. It's just what they do.
Nature, but you gonna talk
it a lot.
Yeah. But they gonna do that. But if you married, you have nagging rights. If he's married, he's have nagging rights. But it's a way to control it. Don't tell everybody.
Well, how they got nagging rights?
Because you know. When you have a relationship, but when you have a relationship, nobody likes to be nagged. But that don't mean it doesn't happen. When you're in a relationship, it's gonna be something you just don't like.
But you
something
can talk
but you
to
love
me.
that person, but you're gonna accept it. I can talk.
Right,
no, everybody's not like that.
You got to be the right one.
Hold up, you're not like that. Okay, that's understandable. But some people love to get mad. Some people thrive on nagging nagginess.
Honestly, I've seen that's the word for the nagginess.
Nagginess.
I've seen it.
Some people, they thrive on it. But okay, I understand.
So they like the drama aspect of it.
Yeah.
Some people just draw and like drama.
Yeah, I can see that.
I really say,
baby, you don't love me unless you nagging me. What's wrong with you? You quiet?
You quiet?
What you do? Cheat on me?
But you can control it. You can control it.
I think people are not that. I think no. I know people. Because it's not a matter. I had to change from saying I think. Because that means I'm not sure of. No, I am sure of this one. That people, we as human, I'm not excluding myself because I have been guilty. I have been guilty of that too, in different stages of my life. But there are people in general, or some people, somewhere in their lives, are guilty of being hypocrites. And when I say hypocrites, here and you're right, there are some people who thrive on drama, but at the same time being driven and with the door being open, when the drama steps through that open door that they put out, that they have this little welcome mat for, is that they're now saying, I wish you shut up. You need to go somewhere. I done had enough now. I gave you a little limit. Now you want to run them out. Now you open the door. You open the door. And now do you open the door with a sense of control that you're going to tell them how much they can do? No, you open the door. So whatsoever you sow, so should you reap. Now, what the factor is, you're now trying to speak how much you're supposed to reap from what you sowed, and farming is not like that. Farming, just because a farmer plants so many seeds, it does not mean he's going to get that same amount of crop back.
You might get too much or you might get too little.
Well, it'll either be most of the time too little, but there are sometimes, depending on what type of crop, it produces more seeds. They drop and produce more crop. So, but it is never the exact same amount. It's never the exact same amount of what they planted. It's either less or more than. So you have to look at it. If we're using anything having to do with spirituality, which means the Bible, when it talks about planting and reaping what you sow, you have to look at how does a farmer operate? How does farming operate? And it's just like that. You open the door, you open the door, but at the same time you're complaining. That is a sign of a confused person because they really don't know what they want. You see, people show signs of confusion when you are inviting and complaining at the same time. Mm-hmm. That's confusion. Mm-hmm. Because now you're really saying you don't know what you want. You don't know what you want to invite. So you now have confusion.
But sometimes that's a way for your significant other, spouse, whatever, as a sign of communication also. I mean, whether it's confusing or not.
Indirectly, son? It's a sign?
No, it's a sign to your spouse. That you're talking to him and telling him, why would you do that? Why are you doing that? Why are you saying this? Why are you doing this? You directly talk to him. Because sometimes you men, guys, y'all don't listen. It goes like here and comes out here.
Yeah, I'm listening now.
And sometimes you don't listen. I can't say if you don't care. I don't know. Personally, I can't say it, you tired of the person nagging and you don't listen. But to me, in my mind, it's telling me this. It's telling me when you was a little boy, you didn't listen to your mother. So why would you listen to your wife?
That's a real good
And
point.
so-
That's a valid point.
Because you know they say little boys are hard headed. Because you
I
have to,
agree with that.
little boys coming up, you have to tell them something over and over again. You didn't have to tell them, you had to whoop them. You had to whoop them more than you had to whoop your daughters. Because they don't want to listen. It's nothing physical. It's nothing that they couldn't hear. Yeah, old folks said call it hard headed. But it's not a stubborn or whatever. They just don't want to listen. You got to be a man, a grown man. You have a spouse now. She asks you to do something. You say you're going to do it. You don't do it. She nag you why you don't do it. She need to do it right now. And you like, why are you nagging me?
So he still got the same thought process.
So he's got
when he was a kid.
he's still got the same thought process. That's why I said that most men and stuff, you can work it out. It's human nature, but you can work it out. You can shorten it to a length. Is the way you word it.
Yeah.
Okay, so baby, I asked you to cut that grass yesterday. Now, why you didn't cut the grass? They're gonna say, you didn't even cut the grass yesterday. I asked you to cut the grass. Why come you didn't cut the grass? Blah, blah, blah. You ain't gotta say that. Well, okay. And he said, well, baby, I forgot. I would get to it, or I did something like that. But I wanted you to cut it yesterday. Okay, I'm getting it ready. I'm gonna do it right now. Okay, that's the end of that conversation. That's the end of that nagging. You didn't go and do it.
Right there, huh?
But most of them, but y'all get a little back. But I told y'all to cut the doggone grass. I'm gonna cut the doggone grass. I ain't feel like it yesterday. Then that caused her to nag and nag and nag. But
that sounds like one up, and you got a one up.
We always have to be a step ahead of them.
Yeah, but you talk like it's like one up, and he say something, then that's not the last word. Your word is gonna be the last word. But
it always was.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like sometimes silence is golden. Yeah. Because I will get quiet.
Yeah.
See,
and when I get quiet,
that's me.
But that don't mean that grass thing will get cut.
It'll get cut if I have to do it. Okay. But I'm only gonna say it one time. I'm not gonna continually ask you. You know what I'm saying? Like if I ask you to do something for me, and then you say, well, I didn't get to it today. I'll do it tomorrow. Okay? Because I didn't ask you to do it tomorrow, but you volunteered. Okay. I'm going to give you another opportunity. But when you blow that second opportunity, well, I'm going to no. Right. I got it. I'm not going to nag you. I'm not going to ask you nothing else. And trust and believe. I'm not going to ask you to do nothing else.
When you do that,
that's just how it is.
When you do that, and then what it brings into the relationship.
I'm seeing the signs.
Okay.
I'm seeing the signs.
Okay.
So that I know if I decide to accept this person's proposal of marriage, I can't say I didn't know that if I ask them to do something, it might not get done. I'm seeing the signs. Right. So then I have the I want to say the right, but I can decide for myself what I'm gonna put up with, what I'm not. I'll be like, well,
Well, but I understand that. But what if somebody already married? And what if they did the same thing? And you say, oh, okay, I got it. Your wife said, okay, I got it. And you cut the grass. What is that accomplishing in their relationship?
Well, for one thing,
what is it going to do to that relationship?
For one thing, the grass will get cut. But they need to sit down and talk. You know what I'm saying? They need to thrash that out. But that's something that's lingering. That's something that happened from when they were still dating. That type of behavior didn't just start. Yeah. That was going on back in the day before they even got married. And see, where it should have been nipped was back then.
Right, but it's not. And they trying to cope with it now.
But that's just like I know somebody who purposely will not do stuff because he knows she gonna come and take care of it, and it's a continuing thing. She'll ask do something, he won't do it, she'll do it. She'll do something else, he won't do it, she'll do it. And I did, buddy, and I said, looky here, don't you see this? Why do you continue to ask him to do stuff when he's not gonna do it?
You just go ahead and do it.
You just go ahead and do it. Because you go ahead and doing it anyway, and doing it by yourself anyway. Drop that zero, move on, and find you a hero. Because
You can
if
do
this
bad
is
by
right, you can do bad by
yourself.
yourself. Because if this is a requirement that you want or a quality that you're looking for in a man, and he's not doing it now,
right.
what in the world make you think
he gonna do it after you get married? Amen. Right.
Let that go. But see, some people don't wanna let it go. They just gotta have somebody.
No, they can change him.
They deceive
This
deception.
But then you gotta love yourself. You must have no pride or no sense or no morals in yourself to just got to have somebody.
Be like me, get a puppy.
You came into this world. You came by yourself. When you leave this world,
you gonna leave.
You gonna leave by yourself. Your husband ain't gonna be holding your hand and your significant other.
And he's showing that you jump in that grave with you. He ain't jumping over there with
and
you.
who's to say, well, if you both die, you gonna go to heaven and he gonna go to hell, or vice versa. You don't know where you're going.
You know what?
But you know you're going somewhere.
But you know what? And even if he do jump in that grave, and when they throw that first pitchfork of dirt, he gonna come back out. He gonna come back out.
So why would you want? I need a man, Lord. Send me a man. You better tell him to send you a puppy and a coke and a snack.
A puppy. I tell you, get a puppy. I did.
Yeah, get a dog. Love yourself first. Get your house right.
That's correct.
Get your house right. You know we talking about you building this temple when you was preaching the church.
This is your temple.
This is your heart. Your mind is your temple. God gave you this mind to think, to use. He didn't give you that mind to just sit on it and lay eggs. He gave you this heart to love. Not only the opposite sex, to love everything that he had bought or built in this world.
And the big thing about
But the most thing with his heart is in your chest. This is your chest. This is your heart. So you got to learn yourself before you can love anything else.
And guess what? You're intelligent enough to do that. Because
not everybody.
But listen to what I'm saying. But God instilled that in each one of us.
That don't mean that they tap into it.
Right. Because a lot of people don't tap into it.
But my basic point is,
you are intelligent enough. It's how you use your intelligence.
Everybody has that. You know,
unless you've been medically declared
mentally deficient.
Yes.
Right.
But I tell you, you know, it's really bad when you're trying to have a relationship with somebody and you're getting all of these outside views as to what's going on within your circle. Right. That's your circle. And the thing about it is the two of y'all in that circle. So y'all need to deal with stuff within that circle. But you gotta have somebody. But you know what they say? You can't fight for it if the other person not willing to fight in there with you. So pick the right person to be in your circle. Don't just have anybody in your circle.
But what if he is too late? He already in that circle. You say, God, dog it, I got me a dude.
Ain't never too late. Ain't never too late.
Because that's what I said. You can work on it.
No. Ain't work on it. Ain't never too late. Never too late.
It's never too late.
You don't have to be stuck with this person.
No, you don't. But if you love that person, you will work on it. You don't have to. But if both of y'all working it together now, if one working and the other one's not, leave that cookie there. But if you both working on it together and trying to make it better, that's good.
But sometimes you can work on a thing and that's fine. But there comes a point where it's a brick wall. And you're gonna hit it. It's no moving forward with this person.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So when y'all hit that brick wall, just like water hitting the corner of a wall, it's gonna disperse.
Right.
I'm gonna go this way, he gonna go that way. You know, and that's better than staying together and making each other miserable. Staying together and having all of this issue in your life. You know, when you're not happy, it's your health go down, your morale go down, and then you start rubbing off your bad attitude on other people. You know, because you unhappy.
You're
right about that. Hair starts falling out, you just get toe up
like
because you're unhappy.
Well,
it's that right eye. Pluck it out. And most of you people literally think you just pluck that person out. No, you don't do that. You just leave that person alone. Leave that person alone. Find something else. if you to work with this person and nag this person, he still or she still ain't doing it right.
So you gonna nag or they still not doing it right, really?
It's you got people out there that still nag, still saying they go, no. I'm a non-drama queen. I don't like drama. I don't like no conflict. I don't deal with it. I'm like this, and this is just me. I love me. And if I got to do all that to get my blood pressure up, to get me to start popping pills, me to see a psychiatrist medicine, I don't need that.
And I'll be honest with
y'all.
y'all.
There's too much in life going on right now.
She will speak her mind, even if it's inappropriate.
Well, I'm sorry.
She will speak her mind and then walk away.
And
walk away.
So what? Soldier.
Lady K has not. She tried to catch me. I'm telling you, every time Lady K catch me,
I had to catch
you. You can't say that.
It's out there. It's out there. But you know but it's true about people that talk too much. You control your circle.
Right.
You control your circle. People try to manipulate your circle.
Right.
Yeah.
And they will attempt to manipulate your circle, to get in. Mm-hmm. But what I do with my circle is I see an infiltrator. Mm-hmm. And that's what I call them, an infiltrator. You gotta go. You might sneak in, but you're not gonna stay in.
Right.
You're not gonna stay in. And that's the whole thing about it. People do talk entirely too much. When you put my business out there, you done broke the golden rule right there. You broke the golden rule. And that should be in any type of relationship, Now, if some snitching is good, I'm not saying that all snitching is bad. If you are in an abusive relationship and there's abuse going on, snitching is good. Snitching is good. But if there's nothing...
Get you a baseball bat.
But if y'all just beefing tonight because he wanted to hang out with the boys and you wanted him to stay home and watch Love Story on TV and he didn't want to do that, okay, but the next day, he stay home with you, and watch whatever you watch on TV. Y'all done squashed that. Don't go ripping and running because you mad, calling all your girlfriends.
Because he doesn't.
And then some of us women have a lot of guy friends, calling all your guy friends, giving out your business because they're going to give you bad advice. And I say bad advice because it's three sides of every story. His, hers, and the truth. Mm-hmm. His, hers, and the truth. It don't say his, hers, the truth, and your best friend. Mm-hmm. And that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Well, you all have a lot of good points, and I'm gonna put it in role reversal for a little bit. Okay. Some of the words that were said that should have, could have, and all that. Many times people deceive. We were talking about deception, and deception about themselves as to what they want. When I say what, that also includes who they want, or what kind of person, character, what they when inviting, who's going to deciding who's going to be in your circle. There are standards. There are some people who want to say, I don't have no standards. No, that's very false. It's easy to find out what your standards are. Whatever you are complaining about, that's what your standard is. That's what is not in your standard. If you have a complaint, a person who has no standards has no complaints.
Everybody has complaints.
All right, has no complaints. Right. It has no objection about the character of a person. Mm-hmm. So, if you have a complaint, that tells you right off the bat what is not within your standard. Mm-hmm. Right? So, but many tend to feel voids in their life, and it's self-inflicted. People want to try to give all kinds of excuses. Well, I went through a bad childhood. No, it's still self-inflicted because I really love the scriptures. Because the Bible has so much depth in its word. Though some things would really seem like it's simple, it's so deep. When I spake as a child, when I was a child, I talked as a child, but when yes, the things, you might have had a bad childhood. So you acted, but that doesn't mean that you are not intelligent and to haven't come into reason and recognize a lot of truths, but you want to keep putting that up there, that front. Well, I'm still struggling dealing with my childhood, which ain't, well, say like somebody we got abused as a child, but that person's no longer around. They're not abusing you anymore.
Right.
You're abusing yourself because you have not decided. That's the key word, to move forward.
Correct.
That's self-inflicted. Decisions are always self-inflicted. And many people don't want to own up to their choices. They want to put these fronts up. And I like Romans 2 when it starts off, says, therefore there is no excuse because blah, 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 and it goes on, because you have a conscience. And, I'm not going to get that deep, but I'm just saying it does say that. You have a conscience. What does conscience do? It guides you between, as to knowing what is right and wrong. You know what is right. I mean, or wrong, not just from your own actions. You know what is right or wrong based upon what you see, what you hear, observational people. You know that. Now, but we put these bluffs in our statements, as the Bible says, so as a man thinketh, so is he. And you cannot... what you speak is what you think. The way you talk is what you think. And we put these bluffs. Well, they should be doing this. They ought to be doing this. Yeah. They could do this, And when you say those words, you always place within your thought pattern a placement of deception, because your focus is on what you see them capable of doing. Everybody always has the ability to be able to be capable of. Just because they're not doing it doesn't mean they don't have the ability to do. Because God has blessed us. Unless you're mentally deficient, then you will sound mind with ability and have capability of doing. So it relies on your choices. So in your choices, when you always saying, well, they should be doing this, and they should be doing that, and they should be doing that. You could have been doing this the whole time. Yeah, but the fact is they're not. The fact is, what do you say and it should? They're not. If it's not present, call it that. Well, if they're lazy, and you're saying, you don't have. Usually, we always say to them, you don't have to be lazy. You could be doing this. The fact is, they're lazy. Call it that. If you say to yourself, speak into yourself existence, because the existence that you're speaking is most of the time deception. And what you speak and what your meditation, your thought, you're going to act in a way of what you're thinking. So, if you're saying those words quite often, you're going to act in a way that your expectation is that any day now, they're going to stop being lazy. But you don't know when that any day is going to be. It's not promised. It's not promised. It's not promised as to when that any day is going to be. So you're functioning as though any day is tomorrow. And you're going to keep on functioning because you're still saying that. So it didn't happen today. And you're still saying, well, you should tomorrow. So that means the next day, you're looking for the expectancy to come. The next day, and you keep it on, and it goes into a pattern that you become immune. And now you set up a permanent pattern, and you're blindsided, and you're going through these frustrations and all that. And what happens is when you're deceiving yourselves. I had a conversation with this lady, as a matter of fact, this past week in council, and she was divorced, but she kept saying my husband. All right, referring to the man who used to be her husband.
Let me interrupt one time. Did she divorce him or he divorced her?
She divorced him.
Okay. Okay.
But she would make the comment, my husband. And I said, wait a minute. I said, can I please correct you? That is no longer your husband. That is no longer your husband. Yes, that is my husband. I said, no. That is, you have a divorce decree. That is no longer your husband. I said, that is an ex-husband. The reason when you put ex, it means no longer husband, no longer wife. All right? That is not your husband. And you are no longer his wife. And because you keep saying husband, you're going to continue to function with him as though it's expected for him to do husbandly things.
Okay.
Because you can't see him as not being your husband.
Right. She can't be
and until you call it what it is, then you can be able to function your association with them as the facts are. The fact is, a lazy person, you can't, and you're on them about being lazy. To call it that. Hey, I got a lazy person, and I know they lazy. Ain't no need of bothering them to do nothing. Because it's not going to happen. Because I'm telling myself they are lazy. Now, until I need to act with the truth that this person is lazy and go on about my business, do whatever needs to be done without the involvement of expectancies from this lazy person. All right? But if this lazy person begins to show proof that they are changing and consistent behavior, then I can make changes in the truth of facts about that. But I can't make changes if there's no proof.
See, in the situation,
and many people deceive themselves.
In the situation of that woman, her proof is the divorce decree.
But she still wasn't getting it because she still kept saying her husband. She wasn't getting it.
And people do that regularly. They deceive themselves, and they wind up with what they don't want. There was a real true statement that was said. If you want to find you a really good partner in marriage, in a relationship, hook up with somebody. Listen how I say this. That you don't want.
Look. Go sideways.
Yeah. I know why I said this. Because somebody that you don't want.
Why?
All right. Watch this. Okay. Hook up with somebody that you don't want. Because when you ask for, okay, have you noticed most people hook up with somebody that they don't want?
No, they don't.
But they're saying that that's what they want. I want this person, but you hear so many complaints about the person that they're with, right?
Because they thought they could change them.
Right, but with. So, it's just a reverse psychology statement. Because since so many people, that is, let's just read the statistics and polls that all these companies do, and you'll find out that there are many people out there, and there are some people who had some, and I praise the Lord for that they have good relationships, or they got the kind of person that they really desire, or within the means. But there's a high number of relationships where people have hooked up with the person that they didn't want, but they're saying, I'm hooking up with the person that I want. So if that's the view of people, that they're hooking up with the person that they want, which is invertedly is not the person that they want. So hook up with the person that you don't want. Maybe inadvertently you're hooking up with the person that you really want.
Unless you're hooking up with a fruitcake.
Well, I don't even like fruitcake.
Somebody with
but
an
if
issue.
I could pick the fruit out of it, I eat the cake. I do not like fruitcake.
My great grandmother used to say, marry somebody that loves you more than you love them. That's what she used to say. Marry somebody that loves you more than you love them.
That loves you
more than you love them. I guess that's her way of saying don't get caught up.
But if you think about it, what you're gonna say, if he loves you more than you love him, both of y'all love each other, but he loves you more than you love him, and yeah, he would treat you more like a queen than. So that's understandable.
Yep, she used to say that.
That's understandable. He would treat you more like a queen. I know people right now today love their wives more than they love them, and they still hang on. Why? Why?
That deception. Waiting for the next day to come. Any day now. Any day.
But it ain't gonna come. You just sit there and let the whole world pass you by. You could have had a gold mine and pass you by. Everything done pass you by, and you still waiting on that person. I don't understand it. Yeah. To change. I don't to change or accept you or whatever. I don't understand it. It's like how many, about 11 billion people in the world? 11 billion. You just want that one? Come on, man. It's always something better than what you get.
But that's that God sent point. You know, I prayed, Lord, and that's the one right there. Right there. I know he's the one. She's the one. I know it.
What God say? Yeah, I got 10 more others like that one. You got to choose from them. No, Lord, I want that one. But that ain't it. You got 10 more. You know,
that's them church folk. Talking too much, sometimes the wrong stuff. I can boldly say that. I ain't heard. I'm scared. Yep, sometimes talking the wrong stuff. Yeah, like it said in the song, you know. I see you on Sunday mornings, shouting hallelujah, praising the Lord. But then when you get to talking, it's like another chalkboard.
But that's true though. You know, it's funny how when we were thinking about this topic, and that song just popped in my head. You talk too much. Homeboy, you never shut up. And that's bad when somebody never shut up. I couldn't be in the house with a babbling brook all the time.
I know.
You know, that's bad. If you got somebody just constantly just going all the time, and I get this picture in my head like a little chihuahua. I don't want a chihuahua in my group. I want just a bulldog. You know, I want a bulldog. I don't want a little chihuahua in my group because that's just aggravating. Then you're just putting everything that come up in you out. You know, and that's not cool. And then you can't call that person a true friend. Right. And then how do you really, I know you're not supposed to put your trust in man, but how can you entrust them with anything that they see or hear that they won't get back out? Right. And then you ruin relationships like that, talking too much. Right. You ruin relationships like that, talking too much. And what's bad about it is a lot of people, they don't see it. You know, they're like, well, you know, if you didn't want me to see it, then don't have me there. If you don't want me to know about it, then don't tell me. Right. But it's inertly and innately in us to tell people our business.
Right. That's right.
So then what are you supposed to do? Not share the love. Keep it to yourself. That's hard. Yeah. Because if you got something, you know, I've had people tell me stuff, and they'll tell me something about somebody that I don't even like. You know, and the last thing I want to do is talk about that person. And they so excited. Ooh, I found out this about that. And I'm like, I don't want that. Yeah. You know, I don't even want to hear that person's name. But they so excited. How come you got some real juicy news? You just get excited. Get excited, you know?
I always ask that question.
They don't come to you saying, man, I hate to tell you this. No, because even if they say that, they're not telling the whole truth. Somewhere on the inside, they happy. They're bubbling up on the inside because they can't wait to tell you. Can't wait to tell you. Right. And that's bad. You know, they talk too much. Your spouse can talk too much. Your children can talk too much. Yeah. Your sisters and brothers can talk too much.
Yeah, that's true.
And then everybody upset because they done put their family business out in the street.
Yeah.
And the family name is messed up.
Right.
You know, all different relationships with different people have, you know, you run that risk of somebody talking too much.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you prevent that? You really can't.
Yeah. You can't.
Yeah,
You know,
people don't talk.
you know, even if you do take the right steps about preserving your privacy, the world is actually really the world we live in. People will still, you will become a Job in life. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't even got to say nothing to nobody. I mean, you could even call yourself going in solitary, and you're still going to wind up with something out there about you.
You know what? And when you do that, it just seems like that just makes you more of a target. When you don't say nothing, when you disassociate yourself, then all of a sudden they really want to throw a label on you, antisocial. You know, and
That's what happened to me at the job.
you know, and then they just want to talk about you that much more. That actually makes you more interesting because you are simple.
Oh, yeah, you got radar on you now.
Yeah, they just watching every little thing, every little move
Exactly
you
what
make,
happened to me.
every little you under the microscope, every little move you make. So you know that's
Man,
just.
why don't you talk?
I need info.
But then you get labeled stuck up, snotty, snobby.
All of that.
You know they're gonna.
You better than
You
that.
better than me, but they're gonna make a conversation around your inactivity.
Oh, people will even create. I'm gonna tell you. I have been in a situation where I went to a client, and this client we never met each other, but they got information about me. I never met this person, and they never met me. But upon meeting them, and I'm going there to do some work, while in the midst of their company or their presence, it comes out, oh, I heard a lot about you. What you heard about me? Well, this and that and that. I'm like, oh, that is so interesting because I never experienced any of that in my life. I mean, maybe that's another, J. I don't know. Maybe that's another J. I said, I said, tell me more about this person because it's not me, but it's like, oh, they're talking about you. I said, oh, that makes such a what do you call it? Non-fictitious. What is fictitious? What is it when it's not a real story about?
It's fiction.
Fiction, yeah. That makes a real fiction story. I said, ooh, this sounds so interesting. Really? I said, wow.
But think about it. It's never dull. And it's never boring because if it was dull and it was boring, nobody would be interested in hearing it.
Right.
So they got to make that gossip juicy. Yeah, they got to make it juicy. And it's always that way. If it's boring, don't nobody care about that.
Right.
They really don't. They don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that.
And then, people that talk too much, I used to say they had a Napoleon complex. They had to be the center of attention. They the ringleader, they the master, they in the middle of everything that's going on. It's like a 3-ring circus and they're the ringmaster, and they are very happy about that. They're very happy and content, but that's their world.
Yeah.
That's their world. And then you think about it like this, back in the 50s and 60s, well, 40s and 50s, those gossip columnists out there in Hollywood, people that talk too much, were making millions of dollars. They were having wars because this gossip magazine warred against this gossip magazine in Hollywood. That's crazy. And those two women had a lot of power just from talking too much. And when they wanted something put out, they would come and tell their business to these gossip magazine ladies. They print it. And they would be battling against each other.
That's why they call gossip magazine.
But it's just evident, people they just talk too much. They just simply stated talk too much.
Yeah. There are a lot of forms of talking too much. The snitching makes.
Snitching period.
Yeah, snitching period. And I know we kind of brought up some things about church. I know we talk a lot about the groups of people outside the church, but I kind of want to take it back to the church thing because it's there's a whole lot of talking too much in the church. And if we want to say snitching, we can say snitching because if you're in there talking the wrong stuff about God, you're snitching and you're talking too much, and you just might need to just shut up. And really, really truthful. I know, folks, I know the religious society don't like to talk this kind of lingo or talk this kind of conversation.
No, they'd rather do it behind closed doors.
Yeah, rather do it behind closed. But it's necessary that we have conversations about that because there are so many people getting misled because of folk who talk too much the wrong stuff about God and about the Bible and about religion and spirituality, and they talk too much wrong stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are innocent snitchers, okay, as we call them, innocent snitchers. They're just talking what they think is okay to talk about. All right. They heard information from someone else who passed it on, who probably should have kept it to themselves, and now they won't pass it on to somebody else. And before you know it, it starts getting twisted, as everything else, and there's all these wrong views. Yeah. And it's one of the views I like that with people that is so abundant around and really much around the world, pretty much in almost every denomination. Somebody goes in the church and they might say a curse word. Ooh, God gonna strike you down with that because you cursed in the church. In the church building. So God gonna you get away from you because God gonna strike you down. I don't want to get no sparks from that. Or anything, something similar to that, but I like to use that one because that's so abundant. So abundant. And but it's not see church folk, that's the wrong understanding. If you have no respect for the temple, which is you, which is you,
right?
Which is you, I said. Yeah, I hope folks out there hearing that. Yeah. Which is you, because the Bible said he cannot dwell. He only dwells in his temple. If nobody's in that building and the lights are off, what kind of work is God doing in that empty building of pews? And what kind of dwelling is he doing in that empty building? See how we get so much stuff from misunderstood? Because we blind ourselves with deception because we want it just to be that way. It's not just only in our relationship, which that is still a relationship, and we can say God is our mate, It's supposed to be. But, it's because of that deception, of what we say. And then we start acting in ways, that just doesn't go in moral life. That goes in spirit. Your thought patterns, as it says, a man thinks. Correct. So is he. And it applies to every aspect of your whole life. Whether in your job, whether, in a loving relationship, family, church, it applies to everything. So, hey, church folk, some of y'all talk too much. Never shut up.
Gossiping and everything else. So I understand. I understand that. But in conclusion, we still control how much information we put out there. Whether we nagging out our spouse, or we telling the girlfriend a secret, or if we just being innocent talking, we still can control it.
Mm-hmm.
And human as we are, I don't think we will ever come to a conclusion where we have when we completely stop talking too much. It will never happen.
It'll never happen.
Because some people just don't think that way.
It's too much. It's too
Right.
It's too prevalent. It's too much of a habit.
But we can come to a compromise.
Yeah, we can come to a compromise. So, the thing about it is, how do we react? You said something about that. What do we do? Right? There's really nothing you can do about somebody talking too much. As far as to them, but you can do everything to yourself. You can make decisions.
Not to listen.
You can make decisions. You can even make decisions to the point it says, do not even be unequally yoked. Do not have associations with that. If I think you started off.
Right eye.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Look it out.
That's right. You are responsible for your own decisions. You are for your own life. As you said, love yourself. Isn't that right? You said, Sister Soldier, love yourself.
Love yourself first.
Not be stuck on yourself,
but
love yourself. There is a difference, folks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference. Yeah, you can love yourself, and many times we don't love ourselves like we say we do.
Mm-hmm.
We become our own enemies, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do. Yeah. So everybody seems to be kind of in agreement on this topic tonight.
Snitching makes.
Snitching makes.
People do talk too
Man,
much.
this is gonna have to be a part two, man.
Talk too much.
This is a good topic.
Yeah, because not only you should be a part two. Not only we talk about snitching mates, we need to talk about snitching girlfriends, mother, father, sister, brother, child. All them snitches.
I like the innocent snitches.
Well, the innocent snitches.
Yeah.
We might have that sound like a
that's
really
a
good
good
one.
one,
We're gonna have to pop back on that on that. Yeah, now we seem like we got this nice little hit record now. Well, folks, we thank you for sharing with us for this moment in time, and like we always say, it's just our views, our conversation. It does not reflect Ustream or the web host or any affiliate with us as far as their business or views. It's just our view. The cast, Lady K, L. Dale, myself, Jay, and Sister Soldier. So it's just our views. And we're not forcing. We can't force anything on you. But if you find what we talk about is making sense, God has given you and blessed you with a sound mind. Because if I were to say you were stupid and unintelligent, you would fight me to the death. and it's up to you to make the decision, because we, the cast, have come to the conclusion that you always know what you do and what you say.
Right.
All right.
So,
and if you have any comments or questions, please go to our blog, www.jtalkstodaysrelationship.com, and leave your questions and answers. And we'll answer. We'll get back to you. Leave comments. Tell us if you like a show or not. Even leave suggestions if you want to hear different topics.
Right.
Right,
You know anything else to say to La La Land?
I'm good.
You're good?
I like innocent snitches.
All right. Well, folks, I'm at my period now. I'm at my moment. Oh, yeah, let me get fired up so we can close this thing out. I know y'all look forward to me doing my regular. It's time for that moment of ignorance. Now, if you think that you got this special thing about your man or your woman, and you go bragging about it, and that the person you bragging to might not find interest in your mate that you're bragging about, you just might be a little ignorant. I didn't say that they might not do anything. I said might find a little interest. Because the human flesh tempts us. I got a little deep for y'all. It just might be a little ignorant. Now, if you think that you have to tell your kid 100 times to do something before they get it right, you just might be a little ignorant.
You might be a little ignorant.
Because the question is, how many times does it take for somebody to get it? Once.
That's all.
Only once. See, the factor is that whether or not somebody is accepting or ignoring or rejecting that they have heard or been said, given information. So that's what you need to tell yourself. Now, if you think that because you got it going on, and you got clout, and you got status, and you got, all that you think you might need to have, and you're doing good things, and you will never hear nothing bad about you because you're always doing the best of good things. You just might be a little ignorant. Because there's someone just waiting to put headlines out on you. Right around the corner. If you think, or if you're the kind of person that goes to church and you're praying to God over and over and over about something that the scripture has said he given you the ability to do, and that you're waiting for God to fix it or come and deliver it or bring you out of it, and you're waiting and still praying, you just might be a little ignorant.
Yes.
So we hope you all are not offended. We may have offended somebody. We don't know. But these are our views. Sometimes truth hurts. Sometimes truth is offensive. But the day that we become humble enough to accept truth, the more peace and tranquility we will have. This is Jay Talks Today's Relationship Show. And we're closing out with that famous song. Yeah, we got to close out with that song, y'all.
You talk too much. I'm sick of y'all now. You talk too much. You talk too much. Come on. You talk too much. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Will you please, baby, shut up? Will you please shut up so I can hear myself think? What you talking about anyway? Dang. See, just like that Run DMC song, you talk too much. Just like Cameo said, you're talking out the side of your neck. Please shut up. Who did? You talk too much. You shut up. You talk about this and you talk about that. Your mouth be running like you took the next glass. Talk about the people way down the street. As a matter of fact, your mouth is even get free. Talk too much. If you listen sometimes, we wouldn't have to talk so much. I'm listening now. talk too much. You never shut up. You talk too much.
Just simply shut up.
You talk too much. You talk too much.
And just never shut up.
Talk too much.
Please shut up.
When we first met, you were the head of the class. I didn't know your lips could move that fast. Whenever we go out, peace never lasts. When your braces came off, your mouth said, "Breathe at last."
You talk too much. You talk too much. Dude, you just never shut up. You talk too much.
Girl, you need to go shut up now.
You talk too much.
Your mouth needs a pause button.
My phone ain't got nothing to say. Then I feel it on you, cause you be talking essays. I see you go to church every Sunday morning, singing praise and hallelujah unto the Lord. But when you open up your mouth and begin to talk, it's like a noisy chalkboard with a squeaky chalk.
So long.
Peace, y'all.